Hey, we are live.
Yo, what's going on? We are Pop Culture Patriots every Sunday.
You there?
You got an echo here.
We got an echo? Shit.
Yep,
I don't
hear
know.
myself.
You probably have the video on in the background.
I don't have anything displayed right now.
Check your windows.
I wonder if everybody can hear all that.
Nope.
How about, is it me? I think it could be me. I've been having echoing issues.
I'm not hearing any echo.
Yeah, I'm not hearing an echo.
Yeah, I don't hear anything either. So
Guarantee, Drew, you got it on in the background somewhere.
All right, Alf, you go with it. I want to try to fix something.
All right. Welcome, everyone. This is Pop Culture Patriots. We are here for another show, episode 5. Yeah, we're going to talk about some pop culture. We're going to talk about some gaming. But let's go ahead and go around the corner for our guests. Yo, Pops, what is up, man?
hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
So is there anything, any movies, TV shows, or video games you've been playing lately?
Not lately, no. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of not like too much into that. Not lately. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I think the most recent thing I've seen was a couple episodes of The Penguin when it first came out. I think I got up to like episode 5 or 6, but then I kind of went back to it. So
Yeah. Well, it's good to have you on the show. We'd love to have you back again anytime. But next up is Adam. What's up,
What's
Vets
up?
Talking, Adam?
What's
Yeah, who
going
are you?
on?
What do you do? How do you know any of
Hey.
us?
What do you do? Yeah, some of you might have been on Vets Talking from time to time. Yeah, hey, what's up, everybody? Just got home about a week ago from my extended trip out to Orlando. Had a blast out there. Got to hang out with these 3 gentlemen across the top up here. And yeah, just I'll tell you what though, when I got back, I started really binging back into freaking not Battlestar Galactica, Babylon 5. I haven't watched all of Babylon 5, and I am up to like deep into the Shadow Wars right now. I'm fucking loving it, man. I don't know why I haven't got around to watching this whole series yet because it's so damn good.
It's crazy you said that because I just started rewatching it, like started it from the beginning.
Yeah.
So Babylon 5 is such a great show.
That first season is rough though, man. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
When does Garibaldi get baldy again? When does Delenn get hot? And when do we get the cool captain? Because this is boring.
Yeah, it was rough the first season, but
Yeah.
all
It's a
right.
necessity, though. I recommend to anybody. You still have to watch because a lot of information you get out of it. Just suffer through it.
All right. Someone else who I've never met, but new to the show, Bass Records. What's up, man? Tell us how you know people on the panel and what you're into lately.
Yeah, thanks. I know Drew in the panel. My name's Steven. I'm with Based Records. We're the conservative counterculture music company. And I met Drew a couple years ago in Austin at the Vulcan at the Minds Fest events, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
And we met recently too at the O'Keefe party in Arizona as part of kind of like TPUSA. And in terms of things recently, I actually finished Evangelion with my wife. She had never seen it, just the show, and also we're watching Seinfeld, which she's never seen. It's kind of funny. She's like learning the humor. So that's been kind of the stuff I've seen recently in terms of pop culture.
Dude, that's crazy. I've been doing a rewatch of Seinfeld. I'm on the final season now.
I feel like you're just copying
yeah.
everyone at this point.
Yeah, it's
Wow,
really
I mean,
interesting.
Seinfeld for me was a great show because it was something that me and my dad shared growing up. Like, so when I was in high school, we'd sit down and watch Seinfeld every Thursday night. It was kind of it has a lot of, memory type stuff to me. So, yeah.
Yeah, the 90s, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
When
good stuff.
TV was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we just got to find good stuff with all the crap that's out there. A little saturation, but that's why we're here at Pop Culture Patriots to talk about movies, shows, games, music, all that kind of stuff, comics, whatever you're into. So we talk about the good, the bad, and the nerdy.
I'm
But
at
yes,
a point now. I don't
it's
give
my-
any show. I don't give any show a chance now unless I've heard from like you guys or like geeks and
Same.
gamers if it's actually been good because I'm just gonna assume that everything sucks now.
Same. That's why I haven't been watching anything lately because ever since like 2011, 2012, it's been all going downhill. you know, and that's when they first started putting in like the messaging into a lot of the stuff, and that's when I tuned out. And like you said, Adam, it's like if I don't hear like a positive review on people that I like reviewers that I like, I'm not gonna watch it. Not gonna even give it a chance. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a word of mouth. There's no longer good faith. No longer giving people the benefit of the doubt just because they made a good film. The last one doesn't mean the next one's going to be right. So, but I found some good stuff. Just listen, like you said, Adam, like listening to other people. Gary started talking about Silicon Valley, and I'm like, that seems kind of lame. But I actually watched it, and I'm like, wow, yeah. If you're trying to start a business or tech or whatever, they show you all the wrong ways to do it along the way, and in a funny kind of way. But yeah. Silicon Valley was awesome.
That was a funny show.
I will say that some good stuff is starting to make its way back into entertainment, slowly but surely. There is stuff out there to watch. Just you gotta do some search for it or talk to people who have channels like this and talk about the stuff they're watching. So
yeah, and we talked about that last week. That'd be a good idea. So after this show, we can make a list of things that everybody's watching, and then check it out. I've been really diving into the Taylor Sheridan type stuff. So I just got done with the 1923, and now they're on season 2. So I'm watching that week by week, and then the 1883. I'm starting to catch up on there too.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to that second season, 1923. That was a good show.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm waiting for it to finish, and then I'm going to sign up for Paramount Plus and watch it. But I've been watching Reacher lately, which is really good. Despite the actor's political beliefs, it isn't in the show. So,
well, that's what the whole point. They can think about whatever they want, but when you're playing a role, play the role.
I got turned off by it in season 2 when they delved into some of the military aspects. Me being a 9-year Army vet, I'm like, this is so fucking unrealistic, and it's very cringe to me.
I'm willing to look past it because the main story is good. The details about military stuff is off.
Yeah,
the way they're depicting it, but the show's stories are good. And this current season 3 is very much like season 1. As far as the way the story plays out. So,
but yeah, the first season was great. I guess they do it based on different books. So season 2 was kind of a one-off. So I'm hearing that season 3 is a little bit more returning to like the season 1 feel, less of a group, recap or go back to how the group was formed or whatever. So we'll see. I'm waiting to catch them on there too.
I never knew it was a book.
It's a series of books.
Really? Who?
I didn't know that either.
I don't know the author's name, but I've heard Ryan Kindle talk about him. But yeah,
is it Tom Clancy?
No, Tom Clancy had the military things like on point. Tom Clancy was pretty good about that, wasn't he?
Yeah. Oh, he did. He did a lot of research to make sure he got things accurate for that. What's the Terminal List? When is the new season of that coming out?
Good question.
That first season came out a while ago.
Yeah, it should be this year because it was 2 years ago, and that's about how they do it. So Lee Child is the author of the Jack Reacher books.
That's a cool name.
Let's do a little recap of the past couple main topics we talked about. What about Captain America, Captain African American? Adam, you seen that one?
Oh,
I don't care. I in the kind of YouTuber, I will not be taking that bullet for you guys. Somebody else take the bullet to watch hot garbage. Go to someone else because that's not going to be me. I have not seen it. I refuse to see it. I don't care.
Sure. Now for a $500 super chat.
That I will do. will be a whore per month for that. Yeah. Okay.
Ryan
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it either, so I can't really talk about it.
You're safe to not watch it.
Yeah,
you can watch it and pick it apart. That's
I don't watch anything Marvel until I've heard from people I trust that it's good. And even then, I go in with trepidation. So
I never got into
the numbers have not been great. The only thing they're hyping up for is it's number 1 in the box office, which means nothing in February,
it's nothing out
March when nothing else is out there.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. And then the other one was Cobra Kai. Steven, Yopas, and you guys watched Cobra Kai?
I watched the the first few seasons, I want to say, and I liked it. It was pretty good. I liked the story and like the continuation of after all what happened, and I think it was kind of good. I didn't watch any of the newer ones, so I cannot attest to that. But
okay.
I didn't know that season 2 won't start shooting until October and November of this year. Holy
Yeah, I wonder what
crap.
the delay is.
That's like a 3-year gap between seasons.
Yeah, wonder why.
Scheduling, probably. People's schedules are so crazy. I was gonna
it's
say
right.
the first Karate Kid movie is a masterpiece, and Cobra Kai, I've seen few of them. It's cool, but the first movie is just such a masterpiece. Shout out to that movie.
This is for Adam.
Oh, so he does have. Yeah, I do. I do.
We all do.
I'm a whore for super chats. I won't deny it.
Go get him.
Yeah, I just finished Cobra Kai a few days ago, actually, and I love the show. I had a hard time with it at the beginning because I thought it seemed too cheesy, and then I went back and watched the whole movie, and I realized what they were doing is they were trying to maintain the same feel, the same emotion as the movies, and they did that to a fucking T. You know, I really got sick of who's it, Robbie, the one who goes from being a bad guy, then back to a good guy. Then when he's a bad guy, when he goes and when he's a good guy, he's like so sweet and just like, oh, it's future. But then no, that's from the movies. That's how it is.
I felt the same. I thought Robbie was annoying, but I also thought Daniel's daughter was annoying as well.
Yeah.
But
again, though, it's like the movies. Oh, and also real quick, it made me go back and watch all 3 movies again. I never realized. I never saw the third one. And so when I went back and watched, you know, when they introduce, you know, the characters from those movies, I'm like, holy shit, like these are the original actors and they really are playing off perfectly from the movies. So I thought it was great.
The music's really good in Cobra Kai. They nailed the music.
Oh,
too.
yeah. They bring in a lot of 80s music, which is great because the story of Cobra Kai is really Johnny's story. And he's like the quintessential 80s, like he's still trapped in the 80s with his mindset, but the show is about him. The show starts out very grounded the first season. It gets really crazy, and I think they rounded out very well at the last season with Johnny's ending and the way it pulls out. I love that.
Yeah. They managed to maintain a great dynamic between the good guy, bad guy aspect. And I thought it was beautiful. It was great writing.
Yeah, that's a question. I wonder, can you do, and that's a good way to like bring back a show and reboot or, you know, kind of do a sequel like that. I was wondering if there's any other show you could do a Cobra Kai aspect for, like put it in the way of the so-called villain or the antagonist and make somebody said that it might have been one of the Geeks and Gamers guys called out a show that said doing the Cobra Kai aspect on it would be great, and I totally agree. There's definitely shows out there.
It was How I Met Your Mother. Barney says that Johnny was the good guy and Daniel was the villain, and it got to the point where they actually brought Johnny and Daniel LaRusso on the show, How I Met Your Mother. It was hilarious because William Zabka was there, and that's who he wanted to meet. That's who Barney wanted to meet. That was his hero, was William Zabka. So it was hilarious. I think that's where they got the idea because that show wrapped in 2014, and then I think 2017 is when Cobra Kai came out. So I think that's where they got the. I think that's where they got the idea.
A while.
Yeah.
And that was all off of YouTube too. That was all off of YouTube, right? It wasn't on any network. It was just on YouTube Red.
The first season was on YouTube Red.
Yeah. I mean, that's amazing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
No
big network or no big. I don't know what the funding was. It seemed like they had really good production value on it as far as like the cameras and stuff like that. But I mean, it was just on YouTube, and well, it was probably a big studio that made it though, right? It wasn't like some smaller.
Yeah, it started out with a smaller studio, so and then Netflix bought it up because YouTube Red kind of fell apart.
Okay.
So Netflix bought it up, and they continued with I think most of the same writers and whatnot. So, but I mean they didn't take themselves too seriously, which was great, for the show. They didn't take themselves too seriously. They didn't get into the woke, and in many cases, they made fun of the woke in the show. So that's what I like about it. And then, I mean, it was goofy later seasons how crazy things got. How no one gets arrested for giant karate fights in Southern California, but
So what shows from the 80s or movie rather would be another, if you do Cobra Kai style, what could you do for a TV show from an 80s movie?
It's got to be a bunch.
Oh, yeah. There'd
Come
be
on.
so much. I think that would work.
I can't think of anything off the top of my
Maybe
head.
like the Goonies. You know, they're all grown
Yeah,
up.
that'd be a good way to bring it back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Instead
could-
of a sequel movie, make a series. That would be cool.
Yeah, you could have the adults, and they're bringing in their kids as the future Goonies, and
Mhm.
yeah, I could see that working.
And same thing with Stand By Me.
Oh, sure.
They're all kids, right? They're all still alive. Corey Feldman, you know.
Yeah, except for,
hold on.
except for in that one, the kids just find their way through virtual reality.
Well, hold on. Wouldn't the whole premise be of like a antagonist and a protagonist, right? But instead of like, because Karate Kid was technically like off of what's his face? Oh God, what's LaRusso's side. So it's like you would have to have a bad guy and go off of his perspective in the future, right? Of like how he got wrong, like his. Wouldn't that be like have to be the premise of that?
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. So like, there would
Mortal
have to be a
Kombat.
bad guy and a good guy. No. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to think of another one, you know.
But hey, that'd be a good place to start for Hollywood.
Yeah.
Be a good
Yeah,
change.
like switching the
all the same
roles.
garbage we're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
I guess-
instead of what you're saying, instead of taking an original IP and then butchering it and making it their own, take an old 80s movie and make a proper sequel series out of it. Bring back all the original characters, bring back all the original actors, and stay completely true to the original IP. And they saw it, man. It worked at Cobra Kai. They can do it again. I'm down for it.
There's a model out there. So
Mhm.
if they got the care and they want to, do it right, there you go.
Picard season 3.
Yeah,
Picard season
that's a
3
good
did
example.
that. Yep.
Yep. And then what we talked about last week was Gene Hackman passed away. I don't know if anybody knows any news that kind of came from there. We went through his filmography, or at
So,
least a good
the,
group of
the
them.
news that's come out as far as surrounding the death is apparently his wife which was his caretaker. She was 30 years younger than him. She passed away. He was suffering from Alzheimer's, probably didn't even know what was going on. The dog was locked in a crate. That's why he died, because he starved to death. And Gene Hackman died a week later, just probably from not being watched, and probably stumbled and
But he wasn't
fell or
taking his
something.
pills too.
Yeah, so
A lot going
it's
on.
tragic. It's a tragic end to a great actor. I hate to see it that way, but it sucks.
Yeah, she apparently she caught some sort of a disease or something that has like flu-like symptoms, so she didn't go to the hospital, check it out, and it ended up killing her.
Well, wasn't there something about carbon monoxide poisoning or something like that?
No, they did testing. It was none.
Okay, but they were talking
so-
about that in like an article. I remember reading it. They were suspecting it could have been like carbon monoxide poisoning or something too.
Yeah.
There's
They
lots.
tested. Yeah, no, she died from the disease, and then he was gone. He wasn't taking his pills, so he had no clue what was going on, and tragically died.
Yeah, because we covered this on the GCA, and I remember when the first reports came out, they were like suspecting it might have been like a suicide or something. And then I was kind of like, wait, like what did Gene Hackman know? Like, was he making a freaking movie exposing Hollywood, or like, you know what I mean? Like that started kind of coming up to my head. But then okay, but this makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
This would make a lot more sense.
Yeah, I was actually watching InfoWars. I was watching Alex Jones when that news came out, and Alex was saying flat out, apparently I can't remember if he said he knew Gene Hackman or he just knew enough people who knew him. And he's like he said he's one of the nicest guys, one of the most humbled and real people out in Hollywood. And like, there's no way it would have been a murder or a suicide or anything like that. He was 100% right. He suspected # Alex Jones is right, even about this. He knew it was something along the lines of what actually did happen.
Okay, it's
Always.
reputable sources right there for sure.
Cool. Well, yeah, we're going to roll into our main topic. Alf, do you want to talk to the chat a little bit? See who's here?
Yeah. While you're pulling that up, I'll go through the chat. So first up was Legatus Legionus. He's one of my my wrenches. Good
What's up,
dude. He shows up everywhere I'm at. We had him. Lex Ludendi is like usually second or first in my chat. He put Gandalf. Okay, so I that's what StreamYards does. It can't show the emojis, but I have a Gandalf. So it's Alf as Gandalf emoji. But and then we had, of course, this guy. We got to get him out of there.
Yo.
Can't have him here. Or this guy.
Screw that guy. I hate that guy.
Ronan
Never
the
heard of
Crusader says, "Hail, what's up, man?" And then
Ronan.
Nagranal jumps in, another member of the GCA.
Oh, what's going on?
Weasel, who shows up for a lot of my game streams, and he actually plays when we do Starship Troopers, which I think they fixed the game. So we started playing it again this Friday. Great game. We've also got Dark Blacksmith. I think he's somewhere else in Europe or something. Austria. He told me the other night. Yeah, he's got weird time zones. Davey Verse. What's up, Davey Verse? Samuel showed up.
Hey, Sam.
Hail all.
Samuel.
Al's feeling better, I see. What's up, Samuel? Walter A showed up. He says worthwhile at that point. I don't know what he's talking about, but who else we got? Galadorn showed up. Good dude. Used to play Helldivers 2 with him. H Dizzle, one of my loyal followers, showed up. And Bruce, I see him in the G&G chats all the time. What's up, Bruce?
It's my airborne brother right there, one of the barracks bastards of Vets Talking.
Tomby
Awesome.
showed up. What's up, Tomby? Another Navy vet. And
In
that's
the
all.
Navy.
And that's it for now.
Hell yeah. Well, yeah, Daredevil Born Again came out this week. Has anybody seen it?
I watched it.
2 episodes.
Yep.
Are you
I
guys
heard it
gonna
was
watch
good.
it? Deal Pop, Steven, Adam?
I was recommended to watch it, so I may, but I always say I may, and I just forget to do it. But yeah,
Okay.
What
Yeah,
what service is
we're
it
gonna
on?
do what's up, Adam?
What's the
Unfortunately, it's
streaming
unfortunately it's on Disney Plus. But
Yeah, I won't be seeing it.
Okay, yeah,
Yep.
then I can't
you
see it.
can
What show is it?
A Daredevil.
Daredevil Born
Oh,
Again.
Daredevil. Okay.
Yeah.
What's
You
the
can-
controversy? I heard. Did they do a race swap on somebody or something? What happened? I heard there's something.
No. Well, we'll get into the main topic, but for now we're gonna do some homework on it, or
Okay.
what I call it. So it's kind of a lot of the appearances of Daredevil in the past 10 or 20 years or so. So we'll do a ranking of how Daredevil was in each of these. So if you've seen it, we can talk about it, good or bad. I try to go chronologically. So if anybody's seen Spider-Man, the animated series, Daredevil and a bunch of other ones showed up in that one. If anybody's seen that version, goes back a little bit. Any 90s kids out there, you know.
I remember watching
Don't
it, but I don't
remember.
I remember watching the show, but yeah, I don't remember that.
Same.
specific one.
It was good. It was the introduction of Wilson Fisk as the Kingpin, because Daredevil knew who he was. He was tracking him down. Spider-Man barely knows, just taking on his henchmen and stuff. So they were able to fight each other and then team up and then take on Fisk. Am I the only one who's seen it?
I've seen the show, but that was a great show. But I can't remember how Daredevil looked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A long
exactly.
ago.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it. I may have seen an episode or two, but I know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Yep,
no
it's
clue.
worth a watch. It's a pretty good show, and yeah, they do a really good team up. Yeah, because Spider-Man in that show meets up with the X-Men. They do their own Secret Wars too, which we'll probably talk about later when the Secret Wars comes out. Battle World and stuff like that.
And we talked about this backstage, but Daredevil and Spider-Man are both street level superheroes, so it makes sense. And they both work in New York, so it makes sense that they would meet up and collaborate, because they weren't like the Avengers; they were kind of the street level heroes. So yeah, makes
Both
sense.
wear red.
They weren't unionized. They weren't unionized in the superhero
Yeah.
union, so to speak.
Yeah, because Daredevil fights Kingpin, which is in Spider-Man, right?
Yep, that's
Yep.
kind of Spider-Man in this show. Spider-Man's main villain.
Yeah,
is
there's a
Kingpin.
lot of crossover between Daredevil and Spider-Man. And in fact, if you haven't seen it, Spider-Man is actually mentioned in passing in the new Daredevil show.
Really?
I'm not gonna, yeah, in passing. I'm not going to give away what it in reference it is to, but yeah.
Okay. And then we got the Ben Affleck version of Daredevil,
Oh yay!
early
Oh,
2000s.
I liked it at the time.
I know Favreau was in it. He was Foggy. I can't remember if he directed or not.
I've heard the director's cut is better, but I haven't seen it, so I can't really judge. But I mean,
Jennifer
at the time,
Garner's hot.
when it came out, at the time, it was a lot along the lines of the Daredevil show or the Marvel shows that were out at the time. You had the Fantastic Four, you had Spider-Man. I thought it was okay for the time because what we got, a lot of it was a lot cheesier then. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I thought Jennifer Garner played Elektra really well. What's his face who plays Daredevil in that?
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. Yeah.
It was goofy, but it was fine to me.
Yeah, it was definitely a very cheesy kind of version of it.
Farrell.
Farrell.
He ate up the scenery in this.
I really did not like him. He was dumb. He was dumb.
What's crazy is they had Marcellus Wallace from Pulp Fiction as Kingpin. I don't think anybody cared at all. There's a lot of controversy with this now, but Marcellus Wallace was just.
Oh no, that was the other guy.
You see Kingpin in there?
Yeah, that's right. They
Clark.
did race swap him.
Yeah, that's Michael Duncan.
Yes, exactly. That guy.
Oh, right.
No, is that Ving Rhames? Ving Rhames, isn't it?
Or Ving Rhames? No, Ving
is
Rhames
that
is smaller. Michael
Well,
Duncan
that's Marcellus Wallace. Well, Marcellus Wallace is Ving Rhames.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that's Michael Duncan because Michael Duncan's the bigger guy. He's the one that passed away a few years ago.
Yeah. I didn't know at the time because I'm not a comic book guy. I didn't even know they race swapped him.
Nobody said anything. Like, it's interesting. He did a good. I remember seeing the movie. It was okay, I guess, but
yeah, it came after the X-Men movies. X-Men was out in 2000. This was 2003. It was that early. It was a spandex time for superhero movies.
Yeah,
I know that. Did we decide? Is it Ving Rhames or is it Michael Duncan?
It's Michael Clark Duncan.
Okay, Michael Clark Duncan. I thought he has a very intimidating voice and he is a very big guy. So looking back, I remember liking him as a villain in that movie.
I'll say this because it came out around the same time of the X-Men movies. At least this movie didn't shy away from their comic book accurate uniforms.
Right.
The X-Men did that. They went all black leather, pleather, whatever.
Yeah, they actually said to stay away from the comic book aspect.
Yeah, because they were going off the Matrix feel. So after Matrix was so successful, they're like, okay, let's make everybody look like the Matrix.
Yeah, I would put this in the middle category right there with Spider-Man is what I wouldn't call it meh. It was
entertaining for what it was.
Yeah, it was a popcorn movie. That's what it was. You would spend money and go and watch a movie and then walk away, and kind of that was it.
Well, a lot of movies were like that back in the day. You know what I mean? A lot of them were pretty much like that. So
yeah, I'd give it the same. I'd say about watch again, middle category there.
Yeah.
You cool with that, Steven?
Yeah, I mean, I'd maybe put it in meh, but it's fine.
No worries.
Yeah.
All right, then we got Netflix season 1 of Daredevil. So
Netflix,
a little catch up on this. It kind of came out of nowhere. It was a different studio, like a different TV studio than like Josh Whedon had when he was doing Avengers, and he started doing the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because it was on ABC, and everyone else it didn't seem like it was on anybody's radar. Is that way? You guys got it?
I loved this show. I discovered it like right after it came out, and Daredevil was one of the comic book characters I really loved because he's just basically a punching bag. He loses a lot of fights, but he's your street level superhero. So when I watched this, the culmination of all the actors, I think most of the casting was spot on with, it was great. And this is honestly, in my opinion, is the best season of the Netflix seasons. But yeah, I hate that he didn't get into his uniform until like the end of the season, but they were building his character. He's in the uniform later, but yeah, it's a great show.
Yeah, the fighting choreography is really fucking cool. The just nonstop fighting without any cuts.
Yeah, and that hallway
good.
scene fight in the second episode of the first season was phenomenal.
Yeah. You don't see anybody pulling that off. Very good.
And
Yeah,
I believe
something
that
that's
was
neat.
all in one cut, like you said.
Yeah, they've done it multiple times now, I think.
Yeah, I just miss that when a show like brought something new, to the scene and not just copied what everybody else was doing. So that that hallway scene, that one cut feel was awesome. You weren't expecting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd give that first season. I would say I'd give it the GOAT, but that's my personal opinion. Because it was a very tight season, very good, well
I
well
haven't
done.
seen it. I haven't seen it,
Yeah,
but I
I've
guess
never
I have to
seen
watch it now.
I've never seen it, so I can't give an opinion.
I would say I don't know how many of these other ones I've seen, but I would say this is, probably the best one out of any of them that I've seen. So for me, I think it would be the GOAT.
In the rules for this, we can put more than one in GOAT for now, and then at the end, we'll do a final, and then you can only have one GOAT.
I like this. Would you say he's the John McClane of superheroes? Because
Oh, yeah.
he gets the hell beat out of him.
Absolutely.
That's true.
All right, then we got season 2. So this was Punisher. Electro was in it. I think it was a half and half. Remind me, weren't they like 13 episodes? So they were pretty long.
12 episodes, which
yeah,
long compared to the seasons nowadays, but short compared to seasons from the past. Like
right. But they will do a lot in 12 episodes.
I would take it back. I didn't realize we were actually breaking up in the seasons. Like you said, Alf. I think that when he got the suit finally was actually way better.
Yeah.
So I was thinking. I thought it was like the entirety, all seasons together.
Yep, I should have mentioned that we're breaking up into seasons.
Yeah, I would put that one over for season 1.
I think the Punisher in this season was done better than in his own show, which is also a Netflix show.
Yep.
I love the interaction between him and Punisher because Daredevil doesn't like to kill. He doesn't like to. He has morals because of his Christian faith, his Catholic faith. He has a line that he won't cross, as opposed to the Punisher, who is willing to do anything that he has to. So, in fact, there's a scene where him and the Punisher are going back and forth. Just a conversation on a rooftop, and they're both like yelling at each other. Their different viewpoints on how they do their job as vigilantes in quotation marks. But yeah, it's a great season. I would say GOAT, or at least the category below that at the minimum.
Like I said, I put it over season 1, especially because of the Punisher. I was really confused with the Elektra storyline because I didn't know what the fuck was going on with that. I was so confused because
basically Stick, the old man that trained Daredevil, was also training her to be his helpful counterpart, whatever, to help him in the upcoming battle. So he didn't know that it was all a plan for them to meet in college and stuff like that.
Okay.
But then she gets in the whole evil side and stuff like that, known for her resurrection.
Yeah, that's the part that confused me. I'm like, I didn't know there was any paranormal stuff in Daredevil. So when that stuff started happening, like, what the fuck is going on? Is she a zombie now?
Yeah, it's Marvel though. There is magic in the Marvel universe, so that's where that comes from. It's more of a magical standpoint as opposed to.
Well, that's a good segue. Then it goes into the Defenders, where this was like the early team up, where you got the Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage. These are all Netflix. They had I think one season at the time, and then after they all meet up in this Defenders show, then they kind of go back on their separate ways.
It was considered a mini series, and there's only so many episodes. I think it was very poorly pulled off. I think Sigourney Weaver being the big bad, I think was stupid. I think they should have picked someone bigger than that. The way they handled it, they did the Daredevil seasons. Even Kingpin would have been better as the end boss for this miniseries, but yeah, I don't think it was handled that well. I like all the characters other than the guy who plays Danny
Fist.
Rand, the Iron Fist. I thought he
Yeah.
was kind of whiny and complaining a lot.
Him
But,
in that show was terrible.
But the other two actors that play Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, I thought they were good. But yeah, I would put this in probably the middle category on the list at best.
Yeah, I put it meh. 'Cause I was really looking forward to this because I really enjoyed the first season of Jessica Jones. I liked who's the black guy? What's that show?
Luke Cage.
Luke
Luke
Cage.
Cage. Luke Cage was cool. Yeah, the little fucking puny glowy fist guy was fucking stupid as shit.
Yeah.
But I was looking forward to, and I was very disappointed. It was their attempt at a miniseries Avengers, and it did not work.
Yeah, it was fine. Yeah, Jessica Jones was interesting. It was a different perspective for that superhero. Yeah, and then the whole Danny Rand, he was just this like kid that gets in a rich kid that gets in a plane crash in the mountains. Then he hangs out with monks for however long, then comes back and he knows nothing about New York City again or something. And so yeah, it was a mess. I was hoping Defenders would be, yeah, just nonstop, fighting and be like, all right, let's see all of them together. Let's do this. And it didn't turn out very well. I think it was like 2 or 3 episodes.
I think it
something like
was
that.
Yeah.
no, I think it was 6 episodes, but it was
Really?
very
Wow.
very short.
Yeah, that was
it
hard
was
to get through, I
considered a
remember.
miniseries.
Okay.
But yeah,
8
it took a
episodes.
long time for anything fun to even happen in it.
Yeah, that's what I remember. Like the middle episodes, that's where something really happened, and then it teetered off.
But yeah, I'd say meh or maybe the category above it, but at best. But yeah, I'm good with meh.
Yeah, I have no need or want to watch it again. So
All right. Daredevil season 3. So this was the one with Bullseye mostly and Kingpin. So they got Kingpin into the prison. They did all the things right and you put him behind bars. And then you kind of realize that Kingpin's kind of running the show from behind the bars.
I don't think.
And the
so.
wrap up from Defenders.
I
where-
liked the Bullseye character, and I think that's one thing they did right with the new Daredevil Born Again is the Bullseye character in Daredevil Born Again is awesome. But yeah, I think he was a good part of that season. This season was not as good as the previous 2 seasons. It had a little bit of a drop off in my opinion. Still rated pretty well. I mean, you can see the rating; it's a 93% there. But I would say it wasn't as good as the first 2 seasons, honestly. But yeah, I'd probably rate this in the own on physical media category. I wouldn't put it as GOAT.
Yeah, I liked having it new where the Bullseye was built up from like a broken dude and Kingpin totally manipulated him into being that basically a second Daredevil, which I got like a Dark Avengers kind of theme kind of going on that where he's like replacing Daredevil. That was a cool aspect, but you could see that the show was kind of going down from there and all the different mergers and acquisitions with Disney buying Fox and switching everything up. You could tell it was on its way out.
I believe it was after this season that Disney got them to cancel. I can't remember if it was this season or if it was the last Iron Fist season. But either way, they canceled any of the Netflix shows from then on out.
Yeah. Not handled with care.
But yeah, I'd put it in that category right there.
Anybody seen She-Hulk?
Nope.
I've seen the memes. I've seen the memes.
Yep.
Does that count? Does the memes count?
That's all I've seen. I've heard people talk about it, and Daredevil was in it in a different costume and a yellow and red one.
Fuck.
Yeah.
This
He
show
was basically her fling, one night stand, walk of shame home.
Wow.
Yeah, they humiliated him. It was Yeah, I didn't watch. I think I watched the first episode out of curiosity, and then I watched the last episode because of how that stupid weird shit they did.
Gladly, in Born Again, they do not reference this shit at all.
Yeah, well, they shouldn't. Yeah. Stupid fucking show, and yeah, they just humiliated him. This has got to be like, just take it off the fucking chart bad.
Oh yeah, MIB pen, Men in Black.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think we have to even argue here. It's in that last category.
Oh, I just got that. Okay.
Yeah. And it's gone.
And I don't want to remember
Where am I
at all.
Who am I?
Yeah, I was telling Alf I watched the first episode because that's like one of the first things that came off of Endgame, and I'm like, this is ridiculous.
I remember that one scene where they show her walking in the office, and I wish I had that video, but it looks like a PlayStation 2 character walking in the office. The CGI was so bad that it looked like Laura Croft with the pointy boobs walking into an office, you know.
It was rough. Like, I'm not great at, like, I'm starting to understand like editing and everything and cinematography, and it was just not good. She was in a court. I think that's around the same time that you're talking about it. And I guess that was an episode that should have been last, and they put it up front, and they didn't know what they were doing.
There's the twerking scene.
Fuck.
There's fucking Hulk talking about
She-Hulk is twerking.
Yeah, Nicki Minaj in that scene too, or some shit like that.
Yes,
Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
Or Megan
Thee Stallion.
Yeah. You got her fucking like getting on the Hulk saying you don't understand how it is to maintain order anger because you're not a woman. I have to deal with men catcalling all the time and blah blah blah. Like, dude, the Hulk literally had to fucking fight Thanos.
Well, and he almost Control-Alt-Delete himself too. Like at the end of the first Hulk movie, like he put a gun in his mouth and the Hulk spit it out.
But her having to do with men catcalling is so much more difficult.
He did the thing and the Hulk spit it out. Like, he knows what pain is. What's up? Yeah, we can MIB that
yeah,
show.
I'm good with that.
All right, then just a small appearance in Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man No Way Home. So he came in right when everyone found out Spider-Man's identity, and he came in and he's told Peter what's going on, and it was just a small scene. But they throw a brick through the window, and when Spider-Man's about to catch it.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Catches it first.
Yeah, when he catches it and they reveal it's him, that was fucking cool as shit.
I really enjoyed that scene. It was such a short scene, and I wish he had been in that movie more. But the fact they put him in there and then like he does what he does, I really enjoyed that. It was a really good scene.
And you got Favreau in there playing Happy Hogan, who played Foggy in the 90s movie.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Holy crap.
Yeah, well, that was good. That's another example where it's done with care. They can kind of connect the dots and connect the universes, and in a good way.
And the movie was great. It was so fucking good.
Oh, that was a
three
fun movie.
Spider-Men together was so well done. I feel like this has got to be in the GOAT. I forgot. I didn't even realize this one was in there. I fucking loved it.
I only wish it would have been a trial appearance. That's when I would have seen a good trial episode with, Spider-Man in there and Matt Murdock, and
I would have loved to seen a live action Daredevil and Spider-Man like working together. I mean, they could have worked that into that movie more, but
I thought it was fine as a cameo.
Yeah, it's fine, but I think they could have done more with it.
Yeah, but think about it. They had to focus on it being about, the multiverse and the other Spider-Men and all that. So maybe, sometime in the future, hopefully we can get that. That'd be fucking awesome. But
yeah. Sony can work out their deals with Marvel back and forth either way, leasing them out.
I'd put in the either GOAT or own on physical media. One of those two.
I say physical media.
Yeah,
I say I would rewatch that movie more than the Daredevil series that we got up in GOAT.
Steven, you seen this one? Spider-Man?
I haven't. I do love, though. I've seen the prior ones in that reboot, and they've been doing a great job with Spider-Man. So Yeah, I haven't seen it. Apparently, I have to watch it now, though. So
There you go.
It's
Got
my
some
favorite
homework.
movie out of all the Marvel movies.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard people say good things about it before for some of those Spider-Mans. I forget which ones. There's so many; it's hard to keep track sometimes. You know.
Yeah, there's a lot. All right, well then after that, like great appearance, and then we get Echo.
Echo.
I have not seen Echo at all. I watched
I haven't
Disprove
either.
and other people's
Fuck no.
recap of this, but
Again, I
apparently
wasn't
he was
taking that
in
bullet.
What's the concept of this show, Echo? It's Daredevil.
yeah,
So-
well,
He
I
goes
can
into a
talk-
hallway and hears an echo.
it
Is
was
it
so
supposed to be based
Hawkeye.
off of, like sonar perception, or is it like
So
So
okay, so
Kingpin trained Echo, or he
Yeah.
trained her to like be an extra counterpart, you know, to Daredevil. Yeah, she was young at the time, or maybe it was 10 years younger. But so we find that out in the Hawkeye show on Disney Plus after Endgame and everything like that.
Right.
And then at the end, she turns on him, or he turns on her, or whatever the deal is. And then it ends with her shooting Kingpin in the eye with a gun. And then supposedly he heals up from that. And then she gets her own show. And then they're fighting back and forth. And I guess it's just crazy.
Echo, the whole concept behind Echo in the comics was that, yes, she was deaf. I don't remember if she had a fake leg or whatnot, but she was called Echo because she was almost like the Taskmaster, and she could echo your entire movements in a fight. That's why she was called Echo, not because of echolocation and whatnot. But
I see.
yeah, she could echo your movements in a fight and be almost like perfect.
And she was blind. That was like the superpower.
Well, no, she was deaf. She wasn't blind.
deaf. Okay, deaf. Okay.
But
Yep.
yeah, she could in a fight she could echo all your movements and be almost a perfect counter to whatever you're trying to do.
Okay,
So-
that makes sense.
Kind of like a picture memory type deal.
Yeah.
Where
But they ruined her in the shows. You know.
yeah, they could have done it better. So like instead of like Daredevil's, he doesn't have his eyesight, so his hearing and his other senses are better. Where her, she can't hear, but she can see better, see and understand. So you do your combo moves, she gets hit with that once, and then she knows it, and then you can't use that same thing on her again.
Right.
I love Manliness's comments.
Yeah,
he has
the
sex
Alec
with a
Baldwin
She-Hulk
one.
and hears an echo.
Well, She-Hulk was a whore in that show. Didn't she have
Yeah.
sex with like 3 guys in the matter of like 5 episodes?
Yeah,
From what I heard, yeah.
that's her superpower when she becomes a Hulk, is she turns into a big whore.
Super whore.
Super whore.
Probably break your dick off. You know what I mean? God damn.
She's a whore.
Big vagina.
Yeah, I'm gonna forget about this one. I'm
Yeah,
going
put it in the
MIB.
MIB. Just leave it
Yeah,
there.
please zap
Forget
me.
about it.
Anybody opposed to that?
I'm good with it.
I think that was the controversy I was hearing about the new season, because we got to bring Daredevil back now, but you've killed off Kingpin by shooting him in the fucking head, and then some other shit happened. So
Yeah, we'll get into that. Well, and then we'll talk about
he
that. Right
likes
here.
snoo.
So far, we just got the 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again. But yeah, so we can talk a little bit about that. Kind of do non-spoilers right now, and then we'll get into it. But has anybody seen the first 2?
No.
I did.
Me too. I guess there's gonna be 9 total.
Yeah, so here's what I have to say about it. I'm still indifferent. I'm watching it because people are saying it's good. Some people are saying it's bad. I'm giving it a shot. There's things I like about it. There's a couple things I don't like about it, and if we're going to get into that later after this ranking, I could talk about it then. But yeah, there's things I don't like. Things I understand some people are saying that they're equating Kingpin to Trump. I didn't see that. You know, it's in the comics already before Trump was even considered running for president. You know, Kingpin ran for mayor of New York in the comics, so it's well before that. So that it happened before Trump was even a thing in politics. So I'm good with giving it a shot, but there's some things that are kind of on the nose, in my opinion. but I'll leave it at that until we discuss any spoilers.
Yeah, well, the premise is that Netflix could have been done with the series, when Disney bought Fox and everything else, and they put it all. I thought this was going to be the one that was going to be scrapped, but instead they said we're gonna finish it off. We're gonna bring it back, and it's been through some reshoots. It had a different set of writers. It was going to be a whole different writer set, and they were seeing what it looked like, the test screenings, and they're like, nope, this is not going to work. So they went back and got back the actors, the writers. They figured out some kind of deal to get everybody back on board, but it doesn't look like it's panning out.
Like I said, there's some good stuff in it. I guess me and you are the only ones that watched it.
Yeah, I guess so.
There's some good stuff in it I liked a lot. There's some stuff that I was like, okay, that's on the nose, but I'll leave it at that. So I would put it in the middle category, the watch again, need to watch. But I'll leave it there. It's just, I guess it's just me and you ranking this. So.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, my only opinion that I could put in is that someone recommended to me, and that's pretty much all I could really say about that. They said it was a pretty good show that I should watch. So
I'm surprised that
I just put the memories of the show previously, so it's.
I'll
tough.
say this: the bullseye scene where he's fighting Daredevil is pretty damn awesome. I'll put it that way. But there's little things that bother me, but I'm gonna give it a shot the rest of the season. We'll see what happens. I hear the later episodes get much better, like quicker pace. But yeah, this show is definitely faster paced than the Netflix version of Daredevil.
Yeah, and that'll be the change too. You can't just binge watch the whole, 12 episodes or whatever it was. You got to watch it on Disney Plus, 2 or 1 episodes at a time.
How do they address Kingpin getting shot?
They don't. They said he was recovering.
So yeah, he addresses it. Do we want to go into spoilers at this point, or?
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I mean, when I watch the trailer, it doesn't even look like he's missing an eye. He has both eyes in the trailer, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. So they go
and he got shot in the fucking eye in Echo.
They go into it as he describes that he was in years of recovery. So I don't know if he got a fake eye or whatever. We're in the same Marvel universe as nanotechnology. So he could have a fake eye that functions as an eye, for all we know, because nanotechnology and the Stark suits and all that work the way they work.
Yeah, like a supercomputer eye.
So he could have an electronic eye that functions as an eye. Who knows?
Well, they're supposed to say that. We're not supposed to make our own.
We're not supposed to guess. But then again, we don't always want them to tell us, Sometimes they leave it up to our imaginations, which is great. But he says he's in recovery for several years, and that's why there's problems between him and his wife at the time, because he was in seclusion recovering. But yeah,
him and his wife go to couples counseling. That's what's in the new Disney Plus version. Yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So far, I'm not a fan. We'll see if they turns around, but I'm not expecting a lot.
There's certain things I like. I think the fight scenes are decent. Some of the special effects aren't, I think, to the quality of the original Netflix show. But it's it is what it is.
Yep, and they bring back the actors before, Karen and Foggy, but it's pretty much just for 1 episode. So, yeah. It's just I don't know, it just seems like a bait and switch now at this point. Like they could have rebooted it from a whole different perspective, and that might have been better than what we're getting now.
Bait and switch in what way? They're gonna fucking make Elektra the main character or some shit?
We don't want to give away the spoilers.
Okay.
At this point, but yeah, it's something happens, which is why they go away. But apparently they're booked to do season 2 of this. So.
Oh, really? When I
Yeah.
say bait and switch, it's like, okay, you know, come check out the show again. We got all the actors back. We got the writers. We got everything you want. It's going to be great. And then it's like an episode, and then the girl moves away, and yeah, and other stuff. But yeah, it's only been out for a couple days, so we'll talk a little bit more next week.
Sounds disappointing.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why I'm Taylor Sheridan fan right now. All that kind of stuff. Yeah, if you haven't watched Landman, that's an awesome show.
Yeah, that. I gotta watch that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Daredevil, if you're ready for it, I can bring up this next little topic.
Yeah, let's jump into the topics.
All right, so let's go ahead and present this to stage. Hopefully the audience can see this. I know StreamYards has been having some issues lately, so I want to bring this up.
Tell us if we can see it.
Yeah,
or not.
let us know if you can see this. If you can't, let us give us a thumbs up. But it's basically saying that Daredevil Born Again will explore the iconography of the Punisher symbol, confirms whoever, Dario, whatever. I think he's one of the writers or whatever. It's incredibly important. I think it's tackled really well. I think John in particular knows how to voice the discussion preferably better than anybody. As you guys know, okay, they say they see it. So as you guys know, the Punisher symbol was adopted by a lot of police agencies. And
Navy SEALs.
And yeah, that too.
And
But
gun
in
owners.
in the show, and I don't want to give too much away, but there's a corrupt cop that has the Punisher symbol tattooed on his wrist, which was on the nose for me for everything that's going on. And it sounds to me they're going to change the Punisher symbol because that's what they did in the comics. They changed it to some ridiculous looking stupid symbol as opposed to the Punisher symbol. But the thing is they're totally disregarding what the Punisher is, you know? You know, he has a very different vigilante status than Daredevil. He is willing to do anything to kill. But yeah, the fact that in our world, in the real world, police and military agencies have adopted that symbol shouldn't be considered the fact that in the comics, you know, that is a symbol. It shouldn't matter in any way. But yeah, it looks like they're going to potentially change the symbol out of political reasons. What do you guys think?
Dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Absolutely.
what makes the Punisher is that fucking skull. I mean,
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's iconic.
Yep. Yeah, he balances out. Something bad happens, and he finishes it.
You know, I find it funny too that like especially police. It's like police that wear like the "Don't tread on me" like patches and stuff. You know, it's like, but isn't the Punisher kind of like a vigilante because the police weren't doing their jobs and he had to go out and like take care of things himself? Isn't that like the whole premise of the thing?
Yeah.
So,
Well, the system and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I don't know, just
Similar to like a Dexter.
I think it was more of like the justice system. He was tired of, you know, people that were obviously criminals getting off scot-free in the justice system because they had good lawyers, that he decides to take things into his own hands and punish them himself.
Am I the only one who thinks that this actor was not that great as a Punisher?
I honestly like Thomas Jane better as the Punisher than John Bernthal. Not saying John Bernthal isn't a good actor. I've seen him in other things, but he was
that this guy?
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this is John
Yeah.
Bernthal.
Yeah, he was
I don't
he
think
was
he's
okay.
bad. Yeah, I don't think he's bad. Yeah.
I'm not saying he's bad. There's just some things that are off about. Like I thought that he just wasn't. You know, he just didn't have the gravitas as an anti-hero like I think he should. And I know the guy's muscular, but he doesn't look that tough.
He was pretty good in the second season of Daredevil. I thought he did a good job representing the Punisher.
Yeah,
But-
I'm not saying he's bad, but I think like I've heard so many people say like, "Oh, he's great. He's like the best."
No.
I feel like I'm in a minority that thinks he wasn't that great.
Yeah, I agree with Manlius. Jane looked more like Punisher, but Bernthal had better writing. I don't disagree with that. I thought Thomas Jane was a better representation of the
And
Punisher.
who was in the Warzone one? That was the guy that recently passed away, right?
Yeah, that was. Oh, I can't remember his name. The chat will remind us.
Yeah, he was in Ahsoka as a
Yeah,
My-
he passed away after Ahsoka.
My favorite actually was the what was the one? It was in the late '90s or early 2000s.
That
Ray
was
Stevenson.
that was Thomas Jane. He was
That
in
was Thomas Jane?
2003.
Yeah, he's my favorite. I think that he really looked like he was going to kill some motherfuckers.
Ray Stevenson was the one that came out in the movie after the Thomas Jane movie.
Yeah, Warzone, which was fine. Each of them put their own spin on it. They're good
I haven't
for me.
seen that movie, Warzone. I need to watch it.
Yeah, it's worth a watch.
Yeah, I like the one before better with Thomas Jane. I mean, there's especially like I'll never forget the scene when he thinks he's got a guy hung up, he's interrogating, he thinks that he's being torched, but he's using a fucking popsicle.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I love that.
Oh,
scene.
yeah,
He convinced him that like if it's cold, it's because the nerves are dead because of the
Yeah.
flames.
I do
That was a
remember that
great
scene. I
scene.
remember that one.
That was a great movie.
Oh yeah.
But all right, if you guys are ready, we'll move on to the next topic here. So Hollywood ditches DEI to avoid Donald Trump's wrath.
Yeah, we'll
I'll
see.
read the quick
We'll-
paragraph
Yeah,
here.
what does this mean exactly?
In 2023, Warner Brothers Discovery launched its Diversity Digest and a quarterly update on the company's DEI efforts. The first installment highlighted Latino representation in Blue Beetle, which was a fucking shitty movie,
Uh-huh.
and home renovation show Rico the Rescued. Never even seen it. But after regular updates in 2024, the digest went silent after the election of President Trump. Last week, the feature was dropped from the company's DEI page, along with WDB's commitments to equity and diversity outreach. I'll leave it there. I believe this is happening, but I think these companies, like anything else, are going to rename their efforts and reallocate them to something else within their company. What do you guys think?
They always do. That's been the thing that they've been doing for the past how many freaking years? You know,
Yeah,
they
they
change
just
it out.
rename it and bring it back up as something else, under a new name.
Yeah, but you got to remember that we're not talking about Harley Davidson or something like that. We're talking about Hollywood. They're putting out products that actually includes DEI in it by race swapping and making the women the priority and all this other kind of shit. So this is different from Harley Davidson saying that we're going to prioritize women or something like that. Their DEI is in their product, and I think that this is more them saying, hey, we recognize that the country is sick of this stuff and maybe we should stop doing it. So I think this is a signal that they're going to start making good products instead of pushing political messages. I hope I'm right.
But I think they're down, but they're not out. I think if they get an opportunity, they will bring this back.
Yeah.
I think they will. If they feel like it's beneficial to them, I think they will bring it back.
Steven, are you seeing this?
Yeah,
in your
I
world?
would say that, like, look at very not so long ago, the writer's strike that happened. People working in Hollywood have a lack of job security. They're gig freelancers and stuff. And I would say that when you're a massive multimedia conglomerate corporation and your biggest concern or one of your top priorities is to do these DEI initiatives, you should perhaps like take a look in the mirror and like look at some other problems that you're having and like issues that's affecting your workforce and the people that you're hiring, rather than focusing on that. So I don't know what they're going to do. At the end of the day, corporations, like, they value the color green more than red or blue. So they're going to do whatever they can to like figure out their bottom line. And I think that the first person, I think, is Horny Alf. You said they're just going to rename it something. That's probably what they'll do. But Gavin Newsom was just on Charlie's podcast, and there's this kind of referendum in California. So I would just say they've done such a terrible job in so many other things in terms of like fraud, waste, and abuse, or whatever it is, in respect that, why are they even focusing on this? It's kind of insulting to people who were fired or were the writer's strike. I mean, there's all these different issues when it comes to, musicians is another one too, but, different aspects of working with these companies, so that's my perspective.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, it's always going to be there and people can try as hard as they want, but the stars really have to align for it to make any change. But right now it's becoming a parody, And so when the average audience is just kind of laughing at it or people's jobs are on the line, they're like, okay, we're not going to keep going into this full speed. They have to have everybody on board, and they may have had it the last 4, 6 or 8 years or whatever, but I think it's starting to wane. The average person's like, okay, I'm kind of done with this. Bring back good entertainment, music, movies, shows, and yeah, it's beginning and the end. I'm a little bit more white pill than Alf's black right now. But
Yeah,
I see where you're coming from.
I think just seeing the numbers for the news agencies alone shows is a good resemblance of what's happening here, because their numbers dropped off like by half across the board for CNN, MSNBC, CNN, all these, and you look at all the firings they've had. They've fired so many of these fucking people. Joy Reid gone, never coming back again. Fuck her. So you see even those motherfuckers having to make the change because no one's paying attention to them anymore. And Hollywood's going to have to do the same. You look at the fact that, who is it? Mel Gibson, Mark Wahlberg, some of these other guys, like they're creating their own studios now.
Yeah.
We have Angel Studios. We have alternatives to Hollywood now. So yeah, they are in their death throes right now. If I think they recognize that if they don't change, they're going to die.
Well, and going back to the money thing, if the money's not there, then it's not going to work. So if they don't have investors that are pushing this agenda and just throwing money at people to, like I heard in She-Hulk, they're like, yeah, the food was really good. They weren't talking about the quality of like the art that they're making or the comics or whatever else. And I would watch YouTube videos, and they cared more about She-Hulk than actual people on the show, on the writers and everything. But they're like, yeah, the catering was really good. We had really good food, and it showed. They had a video of the people that were eating the food, and you could tell that they like to eat.
And by the way, aren't a lot of these mainstream studios, they're like losing a lot of money through these movies anyway? So aren't they like operating in the red right now? Right?
Yeah.
So how much longer can they last? Really?
Well, you mentioned Taylor Sheridan, but Paramount Plus is operating in the red. I mean, they're in debt billions of dollars at this point.
All of Disney is. Disney is so far in the fucking red right now. It's amazing they're able to operate. I don't know how.
Yeah.
They got the parks to back them up, but the parks they're not
dying out.
Yeah, the parks are not doing that great.
You got fucking dudes with beards and dresses fucking greeting little children there. People don't want to go.
Well, the thing is too is like it almost seems like, and there's like kind of a theory that's been in my head. It's like a lot of these studios that were coming up with these movies with a lot of propaganda in it or whatever, they were getting funded by external influences. It almost seems like, they're operating the red, yet they're still getting millions and millions of dollars to make these shitty ass movies. Like you know what I mean? So it's it seems like the tide's changing, and a lot of this money, it's got to dry out sometime.
Yeah,
you know
like your George Soros funding, maybe.
So, something like that. Something like that.
Yeah, we'll see. Warren Buffett says you can tell who's skinny dipping when the tide starts to go out.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so I'm going to bring up this chat, but it's a good transition to our next topic. But DA might be out of style, but they just cast a black dude as Snape.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
Was that just me, or did he just die?
That was Alf.
Alf just slipped into the Matrix.
Yeah.
He kind of sounds like the actual Alf a little bit.
I was gonna say it's like a flanger phaser. We lost you.
You back with
there,
us,
dude?
Might have to reset.
Yeah, I think he's gone. Oh, there he is.
Frozen. I don't know if I'm not a Harry Potter fan. I don't know if anybody else is on the panel.
Yeah,
I've watched them all.
I read the books, and I have watched like the first
All right.
2 or 3, but
Sorry.
Yep. Back out.
Dude, leave and come back, dude. You got to
Dude, sorry, my internet went to shit. I'm good now.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good.
I'll say this: I went on one of the Harry Potter rides at Universal Studios. That was fucking fun.
Yeah, that shit was free. Yeah, that shit was fun.
It's the one with the bank. There's like a bank in the movies.
Oh,
and
the goblin. Line.
Gringotts.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
The Gringotts Bank.
Yeah, that was a fucking fun ride. They got a fucking dragon right outside that actually blows fucking big ass plume of fire right over your head.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
All right,
Well,
I
to
want
start
to let me
off,
read this real
J.K.
quick.
Rowling said that she only wanted, or the idea was they wanted to have British actors for all of this. And then the first thing kind of came
Yeah.
to the news was a John Lithgow, where American actor.
Yeah.
So they're switching up. And so what's the context, Alf? It's a show, right? Coming out
So
on HBO.
I want to read this. Yeah, so it's a show they're putting out on HBO. Each season is supposed to be a different book. So that would allow to more the books to be bring into context as opposed to a movie that's only like 2 hours. Here's the context behind this casting. The casting has set off a long string of controversies from many different sides of the Harry Potter fandom, or even outside of that for multiple reasons. Severus Snape is supposed to be far from traditionally attractive, and I can't pronounce his name, Esadu. Star
Sure.
of Gangs of London and I May Destroy You is certainly conventionally attractive. It almost feels like they'd force him to wear loads of makeup, even prosthetics, to fit the role, which seems somewhat baffling. In addition to his looks, Severus Snape is also described as following in the Harry Potter books when he's introduced. Snape is described as a thin man of sallow skin or pale skin, a large, hooked nose, yellow, uneven teeth. He has shoulder-length, greasy black hair which frames his face, cold black eyes. So Isadu is
got the
certainly
black
a
eyes.
departure from that multiple reasons, including his race. No shit. This is her own sketches from the books of what he should look like.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
clearly a black man.
Maybe on the top left, maybe, but I mean,
So yeah, if
But
you're
yeah.
listening to this, it's more like a Dracula type feel.
Yeah.
Mhm. Exactly what it looks like.
Which
Yeah, Nosferatu.
looks nothing like the character, the person who was hired to do the spot. So there's plenty of actors out there that could have filled this role. You even have a British actor that could have filled it that looks kind of like this, but they decided to go with the current thing, and which shows that Hollywood has not learned the lesson, even despite the fact that they say DEI is being ditched. They did not learn their lesson. So this is what
Well,
we get.
yeah, I want to address that too because Alf, that I've been talking about this for a long time. It's been my theory that it's going to take a while for this shit to go away. Right now we're in the upswing. We are in the victory. It's going to take some time. It's been my theory that we're going to have to give about 5 years, and there will be no more of this bullshit. But these people are going to keep on trying for as long as they can until they get fired or they run out of fucking money. But they're going to keep on trying. But it'll be gone here at some point.
I personally don't think this DEI stuff will completely go away. I think it's here to stay, but
Such a pessimist.
I think it'll be minimized because these people don't stop. You guys know that these weirdos do not stop in their attempts to change things. They're always
Yeah.
going to be there.
But that's what I'm saying though. I disagree because I think that it is going to get to a point where they'll realize it's not working, and those people will no longer have jobs.
no. I agree with Horny Alf, and I think it's like they're getting pushed back into their own little echo chamber where they originally were, where it was just their own little subset, right? They were like the outside, and like they're gonna get because like no one wants this shit anymore. But like Horny Alf is saying, they're gonna keep trying again once the tides change. If we become like relax on all this stuff, yeah, they'll come back. I mean, they've been trying to do this for how many years already? They're not going to stop now just because this happened. They're already still trying to do as far as like the political side, they're still trying to go after like Trump and all that. And I know that's not like kind of part of the conversation, but they're relentless. They will not stop. I agree.
Well, here's the thing is that I talked about this with Carrie Smith. If for anyone who doesn't know, Carrie Smith is well known for being she called it a cult. She was very deep into the back in the day was political correctness and also shit. You're right in the fact that there is origins to this stuff. Going back to progressivism, which started shortly after the creation of the Constitution. So it actually is anti-constitutional, the person who created it. And it's just been generationally changing through names. And there's always something. But the thing is that it's an extremist point of view. It's an extreme leftist point of view that's always going to exist. There's always going to be someone on extreme left. There's always going to be someone on extreme right. The difference of what happened it's been happening the last 15 years or so, and then especially in the last 4 years under Biden, is that the left has embraced it more. So there's been a political shift where they're accepting these extremist points, but it's going to get crushed back down to where it is that minority. It's the minority that's been screaming the loudest, and it's just the other people who have just simply been embracing it. But it's going to shift down. I'm telling you, it's going to shift back down. And you're right, there may be some point where it's going to come back out again, but I don't see that happen for a while, man. These last 4 years, like we were talking about, that election being a mandate, man. We're set to have a good, strong, no more extreme left for quite a while, I believe.
I could kind of agree with that. Good.
You should.
Well, like Chris Gore talks about it, it's more independent. Like you can have your independent film that dives into whatever you want. The only part is like when something's making a lot of money, that's where everyone's going to go for and try to plant their flag, even though if they didn't earn it, So we'll see. Like I'm kind of worried about YouTube and everything, because if YouTube people are starting to make the money more than Hollywood people are, because there's more interaction, there's chat, there's, it just happens a lot faster. The ship can turn a lot quicker than this Hollywood stuff. If people ditch Hollywood, or the DEI leaves Hollywood, goes for YouTube now, then you're going to have to be on the lookout for more restrictions in that area. But Rumble's on its way up too. More things are happening over there.
Yep. Yeah. There are a lot of people who will not watch YouTube anymore. I got a buddy, he only watches Rumble.
YouTube just has the best user interface for everything. I'm sorry. Like
Absolutely.
I have Rumble, I have Kick. I actually stream off of Kick like every day, but just YouTube is it just works so much better. The program just runs so much smoother, and I
don't have longer to work out the effects.
Say Rumble is improving.
Yeah,
I've noticed that. Like they do like a single stream key instead of like for every like show you create. So it's getting better, but
as a YouTuber, as much as I hate the YouTube algorithm, it fucking sucks when you're trying to put videos up and you're like, I don't know why no one's watching it, but it does work. I can go to that recommended section of YouTube and it will show me a ton of videos that I will watch. It works.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, well, it's Google that's owns YouTube, right? So they got all the data. I'll say, shout out to all the alternative platforms like Rumble. One thing YouTube has, at least just that from a musical perspective, is they kind of have a copyright system that they use, whereas, X or other places, I mean, it's pretty much just, no, in terms of copyright and stuff like that, there's nothing. It's just like there's a bunch of labels suing X right now. I mean, they were suing before Musk bought it, but YouTube has their music stuff kind of at least, respecting copyright,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I streamed to almost all platforms. I streamed to YouTube, Kick, Twitch, Rumble for my game streams. It just I like to cast the widest net, see what I can get. But yeah, it's YouTube is well ahead of the game of most people.
Well, that's
been around for a long time.
Well, that's the one thing I don't like about YouTube, because I DJ on Kick, right? And I cannot do that on YouTube because I will get copyright struck like that, But like you get the most reach, you get the most audience, and the algorithm just, even if a lot of your videos don't like come up, I feel like it still does push a lot more than like at least there's more people to push it to than like Kick or like Rumble. So that's yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta take all the numbers with a grain of salt, I think my Rumble, I'm up to like 230, between 250 and 300 people and subscribers, and I'm happy with that. But yeah, the YouTube algorithm, like I said, they've been around for a long time. They've got it figured out, man. So it's an evil necessity we need to accept for now.
Yeah, grass is always greener. You just got to figure out where to play with it and learn. Any
Well,
other articles, Alf?
I'd like to bring this up real quick. So did any of you guys watch The Last of Us season 1?
Yeah.
So
I did.
I'd like to
No.
bring this up. So did any of you who watched that season play the game?
Nope.
I have played
Alright.
the game.
So
I haven't seen the show.
did you play both games?
No.
So the first game is beloved because it's like a father-daughter tale, and a lot of people loved it.
Like one has gay men porn.
The second one,
Mm.
the second game, you see the father destroyed by a very muscular-looking woman who probably shouldn't be a woman, but they say is a woman in the show. Well, the making of The Last of Us Season 2 casting Abby. Video game changes why the creators are at peace with telling a different version of the story. What is that different version of the story? They couldn't find a woman that muscular to play the character, so they went with a normal-looking woman.
Oh, poor them.
So, yeah.
So you're telling me that there really isn't that women aren't actually that muscular and
Exactly.
aren't that tough.
Especially during an apocalypse.
Wait, I got a question. When you said that this muscular woman destroyed the dad, like, what do you mean destroyed? Like literally or like figuratively? What
Was she
Literally.
the one fucking him in that scene?
No. Literally, she took a 5-iron and bashed his head in.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just, okay. Continue.
So, yeah.
In that game I thought that was Abby. Was that?
That's Abby.
Abby's
the one that killed. Abby's the one that killed the main character from the first game
Why?
because his actions in the first game caused her family to get killed.
Okay.
But she was saving the girl from the first the father-daughter relationship. He sacrificed these other people to save the girl that was basically his. She wasn't his actual daughter, but it was a father-daughter relationship, and he saved her life.
That wasn't in the show, was it?
No. He saved her life because these scientists wanted to basically kill her to get. She was immune to the virus.
Mhm.
They wanted to kill her to get that immunity and spread it to the entire population. He wouldn't let them do that, so he killed them and saved her life.
Wow, they did the show very different
Yeah,
then.
the show is very different. It's going to be a very different, and I don't even know if Joel, the main character from the first game, is going to get killed in the second season. I don't know. At this
Is that
point,
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro plays Joel.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then this
So-
girl was Baby Mormont in Game of
Yes,
Thrones, right?
she was in Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
but
She was
yeah,
like the queen or the ruler of Mormont.
right.
She was like 10 years old.
So apparently, the actress that is playing Abby is not the super muscular, and I think a lot of you have seen those memes of the super muscular girl that is in that. She looks like she's been on steroids and doing protein and been in the gym for 5 years,
Yeah.
and she's the one that kills Joel with a
Yeah.
5-iron to his head.
The meme, the picture, I thought for the longest time when that meme was going around, it was two dudes having gay sex. I had no idea that's
a
supposed to be
woman. Yeah. So yeah, that's where we're at with that.
I'll say this about season 1. If they would have recast her and had her dialogue different, I could have found it tolerable. But for anyone who didn't watch that season, let me kind of paraphrase her dialogue. Fuck, fucking fuck, fuckity fuck, fucking fuck.
Yeah,
she was so annoying.
Yeah, she was not. Yeah, she was annoying, and she did not grow into that face.
They do
Very
that with
well.
a lot of like masculinized women. They always do that shit. They always make them curse a lot, get them all loud and shit. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
annoying, dude.
Plus, she looks like she's got a touch of the tism.
She's got a very strong jaw. That's all I'll say. She
Yeah,
did
when I
not
wanna
grow in,
punch.
she did not grow into
Ooh.
that face very well.
Nah, she was so fucking annoying in that show. Like I said, I thought the show was pretty cool. The concept, I never knew that about the game. Makes me want to go and watch it. There's definitely a lot of other flaws, but all around, I thought it was all right. But yeah, if they would have just changed her, I think it would have been much better.
Well, she's a lot better in the game. Like she's a lot more. She is tolerable.
Oh
in the
yeah,
game.
I've heard the game is
She-
great, but
like,
yeah, they
she's-
fucking ruined this.
Yeah, the story in the game is better than the show. Like she is like basically his metaphorical daughter. Like because they come together and they have to go on this adventure, and he is there to take care of her, and it's basically a father-daughter relationship, which is great.
Yeah, you do
And-
not get that in the show.
And he sacrifices so much things to save her life. Yeah. So, yeah, it was a terrible show. I mean, the show's not bad if you don't take into account the game, but
Yeah. Oh, I forgot
Yeah.
they made her lesbian too.
oh yeah, she wasn't lesbian in the first game. They made her lesbian in the second game, and she became a lesbian with Abby, or was it with Abby? No, it was a different girl. But either way, it was ridiculous. Neil Druckmann is a everyone likes to call him Neil Cuckman because he went in and ruined the second game. But yeah,
Yeah, I'll pass on it.
Yep. They
Yep.
suck.
They should make a Metal Gear Solid movie.
Oh no, they'll ruin it, please.
oh, they'll ruin it. I
Okay,
don't want them to
so-
put anything out nowadays because
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, fair
anytime
point.
anytime they talk about remaking or putting a sequel out to something nowadays, I cringe because they're gonna ruin it.
Mhm.
I-
Put in
Again, I'm staying positive, man. It's not gonna be anytime soon, but I'm
Oh,
staying
God.
positive. Sometime in the next couple of years, it's gonna be fixed. Give it a couple of years. We're gonna
Why
get
you-
good
Adam,
shit again.
stop hogging all that positivity and start handing it out to like Horny Alf and me. All right, well, you're just taking all the positivity.
That's just so black-pilled.
going. How could you not be after how many fucking years of all this shit, man? I mean,
I
come
mean,
on.
of course I am. What? We started the show off with me saying I don't even want to give any show a chance until I hear someone else confirm it's
Well-
actually going to be good because I assume everything's going to suck. But I've got some hope for the future, at least. All right.
I do want to bring. I want to because we're all black pilled right now. I want to.
Hey, you know what the solution is, real quick? I found an ad for this. It's a pill called A Couple of Beers.
Yes.
Oh, I
And
saw
and
that. That is
and
hilarious.
And a little bump too. You gotta have a little bit of
Yeah,
little bump.
a
little
couple
bump.
of beers, and if you end up getting a little too dressed, and then have a little bump.
All right, so we're all black pilled right now. I want to share something that's gonna get a laugh. So we're gonna bring this up. I saw this on YouTube. So this is Street Fighter, but they put in
God.
like real actors. So that's obviously
John Cena.
yeah, Cena. So watch
That'll
this.
work.
All right,
Can you
I'm
go
gonna
full screen?
include them volume. So just watch.
Oh, good.
Hey,
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg.
that Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
They did. Jackie
Oh,
He has, Chun-Li.
Jackie Chan is Chung Li.
Oh my
That's
god.
fucking great.
They did him dirty. What the fuck?
I'll accept that crossover.
That
Go
Oh,
for it,
it's
Jackie.
funny shit.
was good.
God.
That was great.
That
Yeah.
Taylor Swift one was pretty funny too.
Yeah.
Um,
Man, that was the game back in the day, dude. Street Fighter 2. I played the shit out of that game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I played a lot of Street Fighter. Guile was actually my character. Sonic Boom.
There's a
Yeah, that was always good. I liked Alcindo because he had that reach.
Yep.
dude. There's a gamer bar right down the street from my house that has like the cabinets and shit, and they do Third Strike like tournaments and stuff like that, and they have like all the fucking games, and then like the homies there, they do Third Strike tournaments like in people's garages, houses. They have all the CRT TV set up, and it's like 50 heads in like a fucking small ass apartment just playing like all night. It's fucking
Oh,
insane.
Hell
you definitely got to play up the CRT TVs because
Yeah.
those games were built for those
Yeah.
type of TVs.
Yeah.
So you play the modern stuff on flat screens, it looks like ass.
Hey, I like mine.
Yeah, but that was probably reset up for a flat screen, but yeah.
It's all. What's crazy is actually this comes in a box and it all broke down. And holy flying fuck! I saw all the pieces and everything. I'm like, this is not easy to put together. That thing's a
Oh,
bitch.
that thing came in pieces.
Yeah, it came in
yeah.
one big box. I felt so bad for the UPS driver that had hauled up the fucking stairs because I'm on the 3rd floor over here.
Dude.
It's fucking heavy as shit, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I got pictures of it when I was building it.
Well, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's a flat screen. The whole
Steven,
game
you playing
itself,
any
all the
video
electronics
games
is right in
now?
the console here.
Steven, do you play any video games?
Yeah, I would. It's funny. My guilty pleasure that I indulge in on occasion is a game that was actually, I believe, the first ever massively multiplayer game ever. It was released as Subspace by Verizon or Virgin Interactive. And it's like Asteroids, but you're like tiny little ships, 2D, and you're on a team. It's kind of strategic, capture the flag, whatever. And it basically was alive for a year and then got shut down, but it was so addictive, people like hacked it and brought it back on. So now it's called Subspace Continuum. I think it's on the Steam store. It's free. It's like 7 megabytes. And for some reason, I still play that on occasion. It's a lot of fun. I don't know. It's kind of like yeah, but I'm a gamer, you know. I played through Super Mario, what's it called? Odyssey.
Yeah.
A little while ago, which is
Yeah, I heard good things about Odyssey.
Yeah, fantastic game. I don't know about you guys. You're jamming on some stuff, but those are my. Oh,
Alf's a
also
big
a
gamer.
little while ago, because they're all online, you can play the DOS point and click games. So I went through some of those just for nostalgia, but yeah, I don't know about you guys, but
Yeah, my channel is primarily gaming, so I play through a lot of stuff. But yeah, been playing through the Doom 2016 game. That's we last weekend for the last show we showed a clip of me dying over and over. It was hilarious, but
Yeah.
So
you're persistent, for sure.
I've been playing the sequel to Jedi Survivor. I think Fallen Order is the second one.
Yep,
And
I do that too.
I've been enjoying it. I was stuck on this one boss that like is one of those ones he had to basically memorize what the attack is going to be. Okay, he's doing that, so that means he's going to do this. I got to go over here, and then I got to do this. You know, you got to basically memorize it. I was fucking playing, trying to beat this thing for 3 fucking days, and then I went to Florida. Yeah, and I was gone for a month and a half, and I turned the console on when I came back in, and I'm like, fuck, because I don't remember anything now. I don't even remember my basic moves. There's like so many fucking moves I've got to remember also because it's, you know, you have to fight with the lightsaber and there's so many things you do. I forgot everything. Like, I'm fucked.
You killed the wrong brain cells.
I did. So yeah.
You should have killed the ones that need like the Pythagorean theorem and stuff like that.
Oh man, I killed those way back in the army, dude. That's just never come back.
Yeah, I'm playing the Fallen Order as well. This little bit here and there, and then just all retro games. I do all the Super Mario, Mega Man X. What was the last one?
oh, dude, Mega Man X was such a
Yeah,
good
Mega
game.
Man X. That's
Hell
the one
yeah.
I was playing recently.
I've been playing through Doom 2016, also Skyrim. Been playing that. And then I've got a new game. I'll probably showcase it here in a little bit, but there's a new game. I'm not new, but new to me that I'm going to probably start playing on my channel. But
I got one. I've got my Vets Entertaining channel. I want to make a video game, basically just all video games. And I've had a fucking bum simulator that I started playing it, and it is
I've
really
seen
fucking
this.
fun.
Wait, a like a homeless
Bum
simulator?
Yeah.
It's a fun fucking
No
game,
way.
dude. But I want to save it now. I want to save it for actually going on and streaming on the channel. But yeah, you check it out. Look up some videos of it sometime. It's a fucking fun game.
Hey, Adam, don't take offense to this, but did your army training help a lot in that game?
Man, you gotta live like a buck sometimes. Yeah, you're damn right.
It's good training.
I slept on some fucking cold floors before. No problem.
Floors, dirt, underneath the stars.
oh yeah,
Rock is a fucking pillow.
Yep. Tower guard shifts and
Oh. Yeah, those fucking security guard shifts were the fucking worst.
yeah.
I think I passed out. I think I fell asleep one time on FTX and the sergeant fucking found me. Whew.
Dude, have you guys seen? There's a clip that I saw on I think it was like X or something, and it was I think they were like, I don't know where they were, in Iraq or Afghanistan or somewhere, and it was Watchtower guys It's a bunch of kids, and they go under the barbed wire, through the wire or whatever. And the guy's like, "Hey, we got a bunch of kids over here," and he's just like flipping me off, like yelling at me. And then like they're like going back and forth, and then like the dude like he's like, "Wait a minute, is that fucking kid that comes around and like says fuck you and gives you the middle finger?" He's like, "Yeah, it's him." He's like, "All right, I'm on my way." And it just like cuts off right there. It's fucking funny.
Nice. There's I've heard so many stories of guys who'd be on security watching through nods, night vision or something, and they'll just fucking find someone randomly fucking a goat.
Oh,
I've heard
Like,
stories from friends.
Fuck,
Like that,
Is this what I think it is? Oh yeah, he's giving to that goat.
yeah.
No.
I had something similar in Afghanistan. We were watching this compound. And a guy walks out, goes outside the wall because, as you know, all the compounds in Afghanistan are walled in. He walks outside the wall, kneels down, and like, what is he doing? And he took a shit.
I've had that happen talking. I'll be out there and dude just like we're talking to people. A dude random just squat. Next thing you know, gets up, walks away. He's got little fucking bunny turds on the ground.
Well,
like what the fuck just happened?
The funny thing is, we were watching from a UAV, so an unmanned vehicle with a camera, and it was using the heat vision. So we saw a bright spot where he took a shit.
like a glowing white little pile.
Yes!
Of glowing white.
And then he walked right back into the compound.
Oh.
How long did that heat signature stay till? Was it like a good 5-10 minutes? It's just kind of glowing white.
Yeah.
How can these people still be living like this? I don't understand.
They're living in this. They're living in the ancient, like the Bronze Age.
Yeah.
With the way they're living.
But the crazy thing is, though, as far as Afghanistan goes, they a lot of them do live like that, but they've defeated so many fucking empires, like through their whole history. They literally have been undefeated. That's the craziest fucking thing.
Well, the funny thing is they're still living in clay huts.
Yeah.
But you go into those huts and they got flat screen TVs.
Yeah, satellite dish
stuff set up.
Yeah. Playing Counter-Strike on a fucking computer, fucking Wi-Fi or whatever.
But they have dirt floors and clay walls, so.
Yeah.
Bro, I recently looked up the location of my old fob in Iraq. I was out there for the invasion back in 2003, so we were the first Americans to have set foot in there. And the town of Dibis that we were at was like this teeny tiny. It's almost a village, and like it would take like no time to just drive around the entire place. Looking at fucking Google Maps now, it is. I can't even it's like 15, 20 times bigger now. It is a fucking like metropolis out there. Like after we were there, it's like they actually are thriving now after we were in there, it's we fucked a lot of shit up, but they're doing pretty fucking well for themselves. What's up, Dom?
Whoa, Dom's
Dom
here.
H.
What's up, Dom H?
Good on Dom.
Cheers.
Good dude. He plays on some of my game streams.
I got a trailer I can show.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let me know if the sound works and we can jump into it.
Nope, no sound.
Harry Sisson.
No, it's a dude from The Boys.
That is
yeah.
That's the son of Dennis Quaid.
Really?
How can I do the sound?
Fucking everything up.
I can give you the link, Alf, if you want.
Yeah, give me the link.
I saw the trailer.
Put it in the private chat. Yeah, drop it in the
it's called
private chat.
Novocaine. The guy can't feel pain, apparently. Must be nice. I'm like the opposite.
I heard about that.
Yeah, but it's like so this guy I can't remember, is it something Quaid?
Jack Quaid.
Jack Quaid.
It's in there.
He has gotten into playing characters that are just basically cucks.
Oh, he has the look
He was
for it.
in The Boys. He was pretty cucky in that fucking show.
Which is funny because his dad is a great actor.
Mm-hmm. It looks like a badass.
Yeah.
Maybe we could change it up.
Hold on. Okay, I'm bringing this up. Share. Bring this. Volume. Novocaine. Share. There we go. All right. Let's see if the volume works.
Hey, it's Jack Quaid. The Novocaine trailer starts now.
I don't think so far.
That's good.
Goofy, but fine.
He's doing like the same character he did in The Boys almost.
I was
I
just gonna
know.
say
Doing
that.
the
Yeah.
same thing.
He's kind of the coward, like.
I
And
like
his
the concept of the movie. I like the concept of it.
I did too.
his father is Dennis Quaid. His mother is Megan. What is her name? She was really popular in the '90s.
Well, he got more of her qualities, I'm sure.
What was his mother's name? Look that up, Drew.
Yep. Go ahead.
All right, we'll continue.
This looks promising. I mean, you know what? I could give it a chance.
I'm looking forward to that. That looks good.
Yeah,
Meg Ryan.
It doesn't look. Meg Ryan. That's his mother.
Meg Ryan. Okay.
Oh, no
Oh,
shit.
okay. Meg Ryan. Really?
Yeah, Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid are his parents.
Wow.
Oh,
I
Meg
didn't
Ryan
know
was
they
good.
married.
Actor, kind of. He was all right.
Yep, definitely takes after his mom.
I'd give it a chance. Decent
Yeah.
movie.
If it's gonna be like that, if we're gonna have a couple laughs like we did right now through the trailer, I hope the movie's like that. I think it'll make it worthwhile.
Yeah, we've seen this happen before where they put all the good scenes in the trailer and everything
Yeah.
else sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we could really use just a good comedy
Mhm.
type movie.
Agreed.
Did you have any other articles, Drew?
Nope.
So I wanted to bring up. So I'm playing a few games. I'm going to bring up one video real quick of an expansion to a game I've been meaning to play. So let me bring this up. Share this. And there we go. So I've been wanting to play this the game before the expansion, but RoboCop Rogue City. I watched Az play this. I watched a couple other people play this. Looks like a lot of fun. I want to play this. I'm probably going to stream it at some point, but I want to watch. Let's watch this clip real quick.
There were too many. And their weapons. So many good officers that...
Now, if your internet sucks,
Is it not going through well?
The cops.
Well,
yeah, it's
choppy.
All the
kind
bad
of
ones
yes,
get
choppy.
free.
Yeah.
Cops shouldn't be feared. What do you want us to be?
My bad.
Judges? Executioners?
Doesn't look bad.
That was pretty cool.
What I like about this is you get to play as Alex Murphy before he becomes RoboCop at some point during the game.
Okay.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
So you get to have the simulation of him getting shot all the fucking hell.
I would bet at the end of it, yeah, at the end of that scene, you probably have to deal with that.
This looks pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I would get very frustrated not having a sprint button though.
But that's the thing about it is in the Rogue City game is you didn't have an option to sprint because RoboCop doesn't move fast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
God.
Yeah.
That'd be frustrating to me.
So you have to deal with it as is. But yeah, that's I'm gonna probably try to play that at some point on my stream. Not this weekend, but next weekend I'm going to be probably playing this with Gal, of all people.
Awesome.
Hold on, not this one. Why is it not showing the right one? Hold on, I gotta share again.
Stand by.
Stand by.
Game I want to play. Anybody watch Y-Files?
No.
No.
No one watches the Y-Files? What
No.
the fuck? Well, then you're not going to
No.
get the Go Hecklefish game. Fuck.
This-
If you haven't watched, go watch the Y-Files, man. That's some of the best. I got so addicted to that.
Not this weekend, but probably next week. And me and Gal are going to start playing this. It's one of those split screen games where you play side by side, but you're not always together. But it's called A Way Out, and it's you play two prisoners in a prison that are trying to break out, and then you actually do break out at some point.
Oh, that's pretty
but,
cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
What's your plan?
Stay the hell away from me, okay?
You want that prison life?
Dude, this has elements
Yeah.
of
I'm sure you have
Shawshank
good
in it.
reasons to bust out of
Yeah.
here. But I need to get out of here too. Yeah? Not my problem.
Yeah, see the split screen?
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Oh, interesting.
Little
Pitch
teamwork
black.
action.
We need
You
a
have
light.
to work together.
Screw it. I'll go first. Oh, crap!
You okay?
That doesn't look bad. Reminds me of Prison Break. The show Prison Break.
Yeah.
Do you have a problem?
Yeah, I got a problem with you.
What point in the game do you have prison gay sex?
Vincent, what are you doing here?
But yeah,
Yeah,
I'll end it there. But yeah, that looks like a really fun game. You have to work together and to get out of the prison, and then there's story beyond the prison. That's a game I'm probably going to start streaming on my channel. But
Nice.
yeah, I think Gal's going to play. She's going to play one of the dudes. So
Do you have a drop the soap button?
maybe.
I gotta give credit to manliness for those jokes. I saw.
Create your own shank.
Press X to resist.
Press X to resist. Press X to punch.
Yeah, the
Clinch.
Oh shit.
Interesting.
For the other ones, press X to ram. Hey, it's teamwork, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'll if you play it.
Picturing that being a fucking scene in the game.
I'll be
Full
a
on
mod for your
immersion.
chat.
Full on prison immersion.
Oh god.
The jokes will be great. The chat will be amazing.
Oh, that's what the thing is. Like, I'm playing it for the irony. I think it's going to be hilarious. You know, the
Oh,
chat's going to
God.
be like pulling all kinds of jokes. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, that'll be a good time. Let me know when you do that.
I still gotta play 6 Days in Fallujah. That got recommended a long time ago on my channel. It's I've heard people who are actually at the Battle of Fallujah that it is spot fucking on accurate. Like they can they play the game really well because they actually know all the streets and where everything is.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, yeah, let's look forward to what's coming up this week. So, Alf, speaking of that, what do you got going on this week?
All right. So, as far as my game streams, I'm probably going to be finishing Doom 2016. I'm going to get that under my belt. I'm so close to the end of that game. Monday, I'm going to be playing Skyrim, continuing my playthrough of Skyrim. Wednesday, I normally play War Thunder, which is a game that involves like World War II, Korean War, Vietnam, modern day airplanes, ships, and tanks. That's gonna be a fun playthrough. Friday, we've been playing Warhammer Darktide, but I think we're making a shift back to Starship Troopers Extermination, which is really a lot of fun. It's up. You can have up to 16 players at once on the same team. So, any of you guys that want to join us, let me know. We'll play that. And then Saturdays is kind of my free day to play whatever. But other than that, I think that's all I got.
Cool. And we got our guests here. Yo Pops, what's going on in your world?
You can usually find me on the GC8 podcast on YouTube. We are on 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, but I believe this week we might be going on a little bit early. I'm not exactly sure how early, but I think it might be going on a little bit early this week. You could also find me mainly on Kick. I do DJ streams on Kick. Don't have a set schedule or anything, just kind of go on whenever. So you can find me there. I do have a YouTube channel, Yo Pops 215. It's all Yo Pops 215 across the board. I really need to start giving my YouTube channel a little bit more love. I haven't really been doing anything with that lately, but figure something out. And then you can find me on X as well. And yeah, that's me.
Hell yeah. Thanks for coming on. What about
Thank
you,
you.
Adam?
Hey, well, I could ask. I want to ask a couple of favors to you guys out there. If you already aren't following me, I am at Vets Talking on all the social medias, the YouTube and everything. I just started putting stuff up on TikTok. I was resistant to it forever for a matter of principle, but I finally got convinced to do it. I was doing really fucking well for these clips I was putting up. I've got a program now I'm using, Opus, that automatically AI generates clips. And I was getting thousands of views right away on TikTok. And then these last 2 videos, fucking nothing. I think they don't like my pro-Trump videos that I've been putting out. So anyone who's out there on TikTok, if you could give me a follow on there, it'd be really helpful, and see if you can interact, see if we can get that fucking algorithm that obviously fucking hates me. And also the other one I'm trying to get up is my Vets Investigating Paranormal channel, which has been I've been trying hard to get the algorithm to click on that. We did an amazing fucking ghost hunt. And okay, come on, man. I don't have a gay microphone anymore, all right? I do use it. I was using it while I'm traveling, though. It's my travel microphone, so I do actually still have the rainbow microphone. We did a fucking awesome ghost hunt. I've been putting up clips on that. We've got Mike Harlow is editing the video down for me right now. It is hilarious and scary as fuck at the same time. It's hilarious because Mikey was fucking freaking out the whole damn time. But I actually had a one-on-one conversation with a ghost doing the Estes method, where like I was talking, we were having an actual intelligent conversation back and forth. It was fucking nuts. But yeah, I've been putting clips up of that over there. So if you guys could do me a favor, go to Vets Investigating Paranormal, exactly how it sounds, on the YouTube side, and let's see if we can get that running. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks for having me. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks for jumping on. That was awesome.
Yeah, man.
Steven, Based Records. Who are you? What do you do? Where can people find you?
Yeah, so Based Records, BASTE Records, everywhere. We're on X a lot, so always posting on the X, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a website and all that. And I wanted to also just shout out, because of the games, there is actually this play to earn, pay to win crypto game that I do play called the Slime Game. It's the ICP Slime Game. It's kind of a passive game, but anyways, so this week, just posting on X and working with Based and stuff. We have new music coming out. So if you're into music that, the TikTok hates and the CCP hates, that's what we do, and it's fun to chat with you guys. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you, Drew, and follow everybody, and let's make the algorithm great again.
Yeah. Are you going to any events coming up this year?
Nothing like on the docket. I may shoot out somewhere. I don't know. Drew, do you have any events you're going to, or is there anything?
Not a lot right now. I think when summer picks up, there'll be more. I'm going to a film festival in Santa Monica next week.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Coming out of Santa Monica?
Yep. I will.
Oh, shit.
So a couple days I'll be down there for supporting some injury due to medical issues going on there. So good documentary coming out. So I'll talk more about that later. But yeah. Cool, man. Well, yeah, Steven, thanks for coming on. Yep. And for me, at Drew Outstanding on X, I'm on there a lot. I've been posting a lot lately on my YouTube channel, Operation Outstanding in Field, doing adaptive sports. So I've been getting in as many runs as I can, as many training as they'll have me with sit-down skiing. And then at the end of the month, I'll be going to Colorado to compete in the Veteran Winter Sports Clinic. So excited about that.
Nice.
Yeah, I could check out some haunted place around Vegas. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
I got all the gear, man. I've got all the fucking ghost hunting gear. Like I'm all in on this
place, Adam, to go. You could probably find some good ghost place in Vegas.
Oh yeah. That's my goal, man. Is whenever I go to any of the meetups or anything, I'm bringing all my ghost hunting gear with me. I've got it all in a travel pack, and I'll find places to go ghost hunting while I'm out there.
Awesome. Nice. Yeah, and for me, I'm gonna be finishing 1883. Trying to watch all these Taylor Sheridan type stuff.
Oh, you haven't finished 1883?
Yep, haven't finished that one yet.
That's a good one.
I just finished the current episode of 1923, which I really like that show. That's my favorite so far. I haven't gotten into Yellowstone because I haven't gotten Peacock yet. But
really,
yeah. But
yeah, I don't like that show's on Peacock while the other two are on Paramount.
Yep. Yep. Walter A. Landman is GOAT right now.
Landman is great.
If you haven't seen Landman, it's like current day oil rigs, just all the different stuff going on in Texas, and it's very on point. If you want to talk based,
the one scene that went around
jokes about Bud Light in there too.
Yeah, the one scene went around the internet where he schools the chick on how inefficient the fucking wind farms are. Fucking great.
Well, and then John Hamm has one good too when he's talking to, I think, people in either Dallas or DC or something like that. He's like, "What are we doing here? We make oil, and oil makes everything. So can we knock it off?" Like,
Is that the one show with oh god, what's his face? Bad Santa.
Yep, Billy Bob
yes,
Thornton,
yes.
John Hamm.
Okay.
That's a great
Demi
show.
Moore is the wife of John Hamm, and like everyone has an amazing part in there.
Isn't he the guy who fucked the shit out of oh shit, now I can't remember her name. Damn it.
Angelina Jolie.
No. There's that scene in the movie Monster.
Oh,
Halle Berry.
Halle Berry, yeah.
Monsters Ball.
That would have been a good joke for anyone who's seen that, because man, he fucks the shit out of her.
he's had a career for sure.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that'll do it for us. Catch us next week for another week wrap up, getting going to the next week. So we'll look at the box office, we'll look at shows, video games, comics, anything that's going on. Chat if you want to make some suggestions. Do that between now and then, and we might incorporate in the show. So, guests, Horny Alf, thank you everybody, and let's have an outstanding week.
We're out of here.
All right.
They
See
said I'm
ya.
out.